Look, if you've ever spoken to Jack Ma, he will tell you how many times he pitched to try and raise money. It's not funny when you hear the numbers. But ultimately, his co-founder, one of his co-founders, Josiah, who is vice chairman of Alibaba Group, Jack went to this private equity firm where Joe, who is a lawyer, was working, and he made a pitch. And this American private equity firm just couldn't see how this Chinese guy who could not speak English very well, and all of that, had this idea that, and they were not going to do it. And he had been turned down like 100 and something or more times. But Joe, who is Chinese Canadian, well, half Taiwanese, half Chinese Canadian, went to him after and said, you know what, I can work with you to solve the problem. What was the solution he brought? Because he understands, first, the American Canadian system. Two, he's been in the private equity space, so he knows how to work with the system. He himself was taking a risk because he was leaving the cushion and the safety of his job and his career to follow this eccentric Chinese guy who had this fancy idea of something that wasn't working already anywhere. And as Joe said, that he tried to reset his risk to work for him, and he joined him. Well, all he gained from making that risky decision was to become a multi-billionaire so many years down the line and all of that. So I consider life as an entrepreneur as an adventure. That's always how I tell myself the story, that it's an adventure. You cannot always be sure of everything that is ahead of you. But if you have the passion and the commitment enough to walk that path of adventure, you will discover some challenging surprises, and some of your challenging surprises become your asset, but you will also discover some great ones. And along the path of it, you meet some great people. There's certain key things you must have. You must have humility of spirit, which means you're teachable. You must understand that you do not know everything, which means you must be open to receive knowledge and wisdom from other people. You must know that opportunities can be anywhere, and sometimes you're only the part of a whole, which means you must learn to respect every other human being and the value that they bring, from your tea person who might be serving tea in your office right now just because he can't find a job, but has actually lived an experience that's given him the knowledge that is the solution to the problem you've been cracking your head to solve. One of the things I've learned the most in life is that my biggest asset are the humans I see every day, no matter what level, across the entire spectrum. Treating them with respect and understanding that I'm not the one that always knows the most, and learning from everyone and everything is an empowering skill to have as an entrepreneur, and it would help you in making some of your moves.